Almost 2 years ago, I posted a video called How My Leica M6 Made Me Feel. And I guess it wasn't good enough because since then I haven't really been using it. It was such a big part of my life leading up to that video. I carried it around me forever, and it documented big moments like family things, insignificant things, everything. And looking back at that, I really enjoyed having that on me. It was with me everywhere I went. It seamlessly integrated into my daily carry, and it didn't feel any different than a set of keys or my phone. The video was about how I was able to just bring it up to my face and not really have this kind of disconnect or interaction with the device, and it allowed me to capture exactly what I was thinking or feeling or experiencing. And that was a really unique feeling. Only kind of, a rangefinder and a Leica at that made me feel that way. So I really enjoyed making that video. I was looking back at it. I was looking back at some of the images that I've created with this camera, and I don't want to say I regret not having it on me for the past 2 years. A lot of things have shifted. Our lives have evolved. Our schedules are very different than they were 2 years ago, with the kids just being involved in all kinds of activities, me adding different hobbies, work is a little different. You have to adapt, and I don't regret not having that camera on me. But now, as my schedule stabilizes a little bit, I've been able to identify gaps and opportunities where I can do that again and daily carry a camera that allows me to document. Unfortunately, I don't have the time for the post-production workflow that comes with film, but also fortunately, I have access to this Leica M10 Monochrom. It has everything that Leica M6 gave me, but it allows me to have access to the images right away. So all the pros of the film M6, but none of the post-production workflow that I don't have time for. Let's get into that. We'll talk first about some of the specs, the obvious things technically that make it feel like a Leica M6, and then we'll talk about what makes it feel just like an M6 to me. Hopefully, before you go out and buy one, you are aware that this is a black and white only option. It has a 40 megapixel dedicated monochrome sensor with no color filter array. And what this means is that every pixel captures pure luminance, making for better image detail and tonality, much like film, which is also what the M6 has. This sensor also has 13 stops of dynamic range, so it gives you great nuanced shadows and detail in your highlights. Again, just the way film would be forgiving when it comes to different situations that vary in, highlights in the sky, deep shadows on the ground. That's what people love about film. That's what this camera can give you. And speaking of light, this camera has great ISO performance. 160 to 100,000 is a very good range, but that's not really what makes it awesome. Not having the color filter means that noise is a lot less obtrusive and closer to grain. Aesthetically, it's way more pleasing to have noise in this image. The gradation between tones feels smooth and analog, making it especially good for documentary, the way I like to shoot portraits and street photography. So far, these are all things that make the outcome feel closer to an M6. Now, the things that are making it feel really like the M6 to me is the design. When it comes to the build of this camera, it is a slimmer body than the 240 series. It is just like the M10 and the actual M6 before it. It is designed to be very minimalist and just fits right in your hand and gives you that M6 feel, the thing that made me really enjoy using the M6. It is made of solid brass and magnesium with a matte black finish, and it feels like a camera that's designed to last forever. Virtually, it's compatible with all the Leica M lenses. The design is very simple. It doesn't have anything you don't need, and it allows your brain and the inspiration to really be just focused on how you're gonna be composing your shadows and your highlights in that image. It is meant to do one thing and one thing only. It's not a flashy camera. It's kind of cool that it's blacked out, but I think the intention there is that it is not a distracting experience. It is a pure photography camera. For now, this is the new daily carry for me. for many reasons. It has all the pros and all the things I love about the M6 and none of the things that don't fit my current lifestyle, which really is just film. Processing film, waiting on film stock to arrive, all of these things that kind of take away right now for me from the image creating process are eliminated by having this camera, and all the things I love about film are still kind of there. There's really just one thing you don't get with this camera when it comes to a film rangefinder or an M6, and it's that excitement of waiting to see what you've developed, or if you're getting scans from a lab or whatever. That is kind of an exciting feeling the second you look at your results. It is not the same when you're just putting an SD card in the camera, or when you're just putting an SD card in the computer. But what I hope is to carry this camera with me every day, get back in that habit of documenting everything. That way when my schedule allows for film again, I start integrating it. And that way the habit of daily carrying a camera is already there and it's set. It's not a big leap to have film be a major part again. I've really been meaning to pick up where I left off on this channel, and I am so inspired that some of you all are still watching these videos and commenting and talking about your experiences with the different cameras that I've shared on here. I have a lot of cameras to talk about, and I want to do that again, hoping to start sharing more of these experiences with other film cameras, tech specs, all these things. So please let me know if you have any experience with the Leica M10 Monochrom, or if you've thought about it. Let me know what you think about the limitation of only having black and white to compose with, and let's have a conversation again. That inspires me, and I promise to make more content with these cameras behind me moving forward. Thank you. I guess all that to say is just like and subscribe too. Thank you. Bye.